Imagine this. Nobody insults you. Nobody attacks you. Nobody openly rejects you. And yet something has changed. People interrupt you more often. Your opinions carry less weight. Your boundaries are ignored. Your kindness is expected instead of appreciated. And little by little, you begin to feel it. The respect is gone. According to Friedrich Nietzsche, respect is not something people give permanently. It is something that can slowly disappear when certain behaviors become tolerated. The dangerous part is that most people never notice when it starts happening. Today, you'll discover 7 signs that people have lost respect for you, and why Nietzsche believed it almost always begins from within. 1. People stop taking your words seriously. Have you ever noticed someone asking for your advice only to ignore it immediately? Or agreeing with you in conversation, then doing the exact opposite? Respect is closely connected to credibility. When people believe your words have value, they listen. When they don't, they simply wait for their turn to speak. Nietzsche believed that strength is expressed through action. If your words constantly conflict with your actions, people eventually stop believing both. 2. People constantly test your boundaries. They ask for favors you don't want to give. They invade your time. They expect immediate responses. They pressure you into things you never agreed to. At first, these situations seem harmless, but every ignored boundary teaches people something. It teaches them how much access they can have to your life. And once people learn that your boundaries are flexible, they rarely stop pushing. 3. People only contact you when they need something. This is one of the clearest signs. You never receive messages asking how you're doing. You only receive requests. Can you help? Can you lend me this? Can you do me a favor? Relationships become transactional when respect disappears. The person no longer sees you as someone valuable. They see you as a resource, and resources are used, not appreciated. 4. People make jokes at your expense. Some jokes are harmless, but others carry a hidden message, a subtle humiliation, a public reminder of where you stand in the social hierarchy. The strange thing is that many people laugh along, not because it's funny, but because they're afraid of appearing sensitive. Nietzsche understood that human beings constantly compete for status, influence, and recognition. Sometimes mockery becomes a tool for establishing dominance, and if you never challenge it, the behavior often grows worse. 5. People expect your forgiveness. This is where many kind people lose respect. They forgive everything, every lie, every broken promise, every act of disrespect. At first, this seems noble, but eventually people stop seeing forgiveness as generosity. They begin seeing it as weakness. Human beings naturally value what has consequences. When there are no consequences, behavior rarely changes. 6. People dismiss your emotions. You explain what bothers you, and they immediately minimize it. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. This is not always malicious, but it reveals something important. They no longer treat your experience as something worthy of consideration. Over time, this can become extremely damaging, because eventually you start questioning yourself instead of questioning the behavior. And once self-doubt appears, respect becomes even harder to maintain. 7. People become comfortable disappointing you. This is perhaps the most painful sign. They cancel plans repeatedly. They ignore commitments. They break promises. And they assume you'll accept it. Why? Because previous disappointments were accepted without resistance. Every relationship teaches people what they can get away with. The more tolerated the behavior becomes, the more normal it feels. This brings us to Nietzsche's most important lesson. Respect is not created by demanding it. It is created by the standards you enforce. Many people spend years trying to convince others to value them, trying to be more helpful, more understanding, more accommodating. But respect rarely comes from endless accommodation. In many cases, the opposite happens. The more desperately someone seeks approval, the less respect they receive. Nietzsche repeatedly emphasized the importance of self-mastery, not controlling others, controlling yourself, your standards, your boundaries, your choices, your willingness to walk away when necessary. Because people watch what you tolerate, and what you tolerate becomes your reputation. The good news is that respect can return, not through arguments, not through threats, not through forcing people to change, but through changing what you accept. The moment people realize your time has value, they treat it differently. The moment your boundaries become real, people notice. The moment you stop chasing approval, your presence changes. And perhaps that is the deeper truth Nietzsche wanted us to understand. The respect of others is often a reflection of the respect you have for yourself. Not always, but more often than most people realize. So ask yourself honestly, which of these 7 signs have you been ignoring? Because the sooner you recognize them, the sooner you can stop losing something far more valuable than popularity: your dignity.